Local Media.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Kansas Missing and Unsolved podcast. It's Ricky Jabregi with Derek Rutherford again, and we have joining us backstage again tonight, Brandon. He got his computer issues straightened out, and he's back with us.
We got
How you doing, Derek?
14 people here tonight. What's going on? Where's everybody at? We got Andrea Lynn from Junction City in the house. We got Trisha Arnold holding down YouTube with her friend Pam. Donda Cole is here early tonight. We got Leavenworth in the house.
And we're actually running a few minutes late tonight ourselves. So,
is there a football game on tonight or something? Where's everybody at?
No, there's no football game on. It's Tuesday.
No football's on tonight. Alicia Parrott's in the house. Perez. How do you say that? Parrott or Perez?
Yep. Let me tilt my camera down just a smidge.
McKilkin.
There we go.
In the house.
My daughter won't quit moving my monitor and everything all over the place. She moves it way up close to her when she's playing her games because she won't wear her glasses.
I share a computer with my wife, and she's always messing with my stuff. It's always... She does a podcast also, so
right.
We're always in here doing stuff all the time. But how's everybody doing on this lovely night?
Yeah.
See, this is so late. Usually during winter hours, during summer hours, I do the show at 7:00. But now that we don't do daylight savings time, now I don't do the show until 8:00 at night.
Yeah.
But I worked all day. Got like a promotion thing, which was cool. And then made flyers all day, and then just smashed a bunch of cups of coffee, Ricky. That's just living the American dream.
Well, I can't do anything with caffeine because it's not good for my ticker, so I don't drink anything with caffeine.
Stay away from it. Andrea says, I'm not feeling good today, but well, we're glad you're here. I hope you feel better.
Yeah.
Hey, Denise. Thank you for stopping by.
Yeah, thanks for being here, Denise.
Hey, MJ. We are going to cover Alexander here in just a little bit.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure. We are going to get to that. Well, yeah, we have a lot to get to. Do you want to start this? Well, yeah, before we get into cases, do you want to start the show and cover this update? You posted this picture of this very disturbing individual.
Yeah. Let me pull up. Yeah, we can cover it. It's a big update today on the Delphi case in Indiana with Abby and Libby. And it started out last night. The Indiana State Police, they put out a video asking if anybody had any information about this fake Instagram account under the name Anthony Shots. And on this account, he was using like photos of a known male model and other photos like really expensive cars like Lamborghini, Ferrari.
Looking at the guy, he should have just used his picture in his car. Right. I'm sure he drives a very nice car too.
And they were saying if you had any information regarding this Anthony Shots and who it might be, because it was a fake name and everything, to send the information to the Abby Libby tip line at the Indiana State Police or their email for that. And then this morning it starts coming out that the gentleman you see there in between the two sketches, Keegan Anthony Klein is his name. They said, oh, well, yeah, this is the guy that's behind the Anthony Shots bogus Instagram. And I can't think of the other one off the top of my head. It was Snapchat. That was the other one. And we've had him in jail since last year. And I kind of put this whole thing together with the two sketches. They said they have not linked him to the Delphi cases, and they've also gone as far to say, if I can find their little release here, I'll read you what it says in this article here. It says, man behind Anthony Shots account charged in child exploitation case, same profile name identified in Delphi killings. Keegan Anthony Klein was charged August 29th of 2020 with 30 counts including child exploitation, possession of child porn, and obstruction of justice. And they also had this synthetic synthetic identification, stolen ID thing going on here, identity theft. That's what I wanted to say. It's the Miami County, Indiana. A man connected to social media accounts with the same profile name as those now linked to the Delphi killings investigation is charged in a separate child exploitation case. This comes from 13 News up there in Indiana. It says that they've learned that Keegan Anthony Klein was charged August 29, 2020 with 30 counts, including child exploitation, possession of child porn, and obstruction of justice. The charges stem from a search of his Peru, Indiana home on February 25, 2017, just 11 days after the bodies of Liberty German and Abigail Williams were discovered. The FBI, Indiana State Police, and Peru Police Department took part in serving the search warrant, and the investigation was focused on Klein allegedly soliciting underage girls. According to a probable cause affidavit out of Miami County obtained by 13 News, Klein created the Anthony Shots account approximately 6 months prior to when investigators interviewed him in February of 2017. He allegedly said he created the account to contact both girls he knew and girls he did not know. Court documents show Klein saying he would talk to girls even if they were under the age of 16, and that he found them on Instagram and then told them to message them on Snapchat. Klein allegedly claimed to have received pictures from all of the girls he chatted with and had saved them. According to court documents, while investigators talked to Klein shortly after he returned from Las Vegas, investigators said he told them that he was effed and should have left. Klein said he had planned to leave the area that day after his dad fell asleep, according to the court documents. In that probable cause affidavit, Klein said he received sexual photos and videos of the girls he was messaging. Investigators seized 6 devices from Klein, including smartphones, a tablet, and an iPod Touch, as part of the 2017 search warrant on the child pornography case. The iPod Touch was last used May of 2015 and contained sexually explicit images of children, according to court documents. Locations for some of the images came back to Hammond or Royal Center, Indiana. One iPhone, last used May of 2015, contained sexual images of girls around the age of 14. The geolocation on the images came back to cities in Indiana, including Bunker Hill, Galveston, Indianapolis, Kokomo, Monterey, and Royal Center. The Samsung Galaxy phone, last used in June of 2015, contained sexually explicit images of children between 12 and 17. Another iPhone investigators found contained sexual images of children between 12 and 17. Adults involved in sexual acts with children between the ages of 3 and 11, and images of drugs and Klein with a black handgun. That phone was last used November of 2016. The tablet was last used March of 2016 and showed conversations on Facebook Messenger and the user suggesting the conversations be moved to Kick Messenger or Snapchat, according to the probable cause affidavit. Another Samsung Galaxy phone recovered was factory reset on February 23, 2017, 9 days after the Delphi murders. The factory reset essentially wipes out all user data from a device. Investigators were able to get information on the device after the reset and included discussions about meeting people in Las Vegas and prostitution. On February 27, 2017, Klein contacted police claiming he had located his iPhone 5. Investigators said they found images of females posing nude, but investigators could not determine their ages. Investigators also found much of the data from Facebook, Instagram, MeetMe, Snapchat, and Twitter had been deleted. A review of the phone found that hours after police released him the day they searched his home, February 25th, he had uninstalled and deleted Snapchat and Instagram. The following day, MeetMe was uninstalled and deleted. The browser search history had also been deleted the morning of February 27th before the phone was turned in to authorities. It's been confirmed that Keegan Klein is still being held in the Miami County Jail. His next court hearing is set for December 16th. And in the Indiana State Police, this is a statement they released. They do not confirm or deny anyone who is or is not a suspect in any ongoing investigation. At this time, we are looking for any information about the Anthony Shots profile and anyone who may have had contact with that profile. The case that you are referring to is a separate child pornography case. Keegan Klein's court-appointed public defender, Andrew Akey, released the following response to 13 News. My client had nothing to do with the unexpected, untimely, and unfortunate passing of the girls in Delphi. And let's see here. There's a little bit more going on here. On December 6, 2021, Indiana State Police investigating the Delphi murders asked for help from anyone who had contact with the Anthony Shots account profile. Detective said the account with the username Anthony Shots was used on Snapchat and Instagram, among other social media platforms, in 2016 and 2017. State police say the person behind the account used photos of a male model and portrayed himself as being extremely wealthy and owning numerous sports cars. Investigators say the person used the profile to communicate with underage girls, to solicit nude images, get their addresses, and try to meet with them. Police said they've identified the male model that was used in the photos on the account and say that that man is not a person of interest in the Delphi case. Detectives ask anyone who communicated with Anthony Shots' account or met or attempted to meet with the person behind the profile reach out to police through the tip set up for the investigation. Investigators are looking for as much information as those who communicated with the profile can provide, including how they communicated and through which social media platform. Any saved images or conversations involving Anthony Shots' account should be attached to an email, police said. Tips and information can be emailed to Abby and Libby Tip at cacoshrf.com. Again, that's Abby and Libby Tip at cacoshrf.com. So, yeah, a lot going on there.
Jeez.
Yeah.
It's called catfishing, Ricky.
Yep. That's what
catfishing, man. They catfish people.
Yep.
Terry Chabruggy in the house. Still, you have not received your hoodie?
Not yet, apparently.
Oh my gosh!
You didn't get porch pirated, did you?
Yeah. What kind? Yeah, was he living in a bad neighborhood? Because it said it sent like several days ago.
Yeah, his neighborhood's a little sketchy. They had to put security cameras up around the house.
You might have got
somebody did actually kick their front door in once.
Well, there's only 2 KMU hoodies floating around in the world right now. So Terry, if you see anybody wearing it, you probably got robbed, man. If you see somebody in a hoodie that says KMU, you got had. Roxana Fisher's in the house, and Kim.
Check your tracking number and see if you can track it and see where they can give you a location of where it is.
I'll actually look it up here in a minute when we get into some cases. But we are going to take a break real quick. You are watching the Kansas Missing and Unsolved podcast, and we will be right back after this.
If you or someone you know is experiencing a suicidal crisis or emotional distress, please call the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline at 1-800-273-8255.
All right, we're going to start off with Chaz Ruffin. As soon as I locate, there it is. Missing from Junction City, Kansas since December 2nd of 2021. He's 17. He's 6'2", 190 pounds, brown hair and brown eyes. If you have any information regarding Chazea's disappearance or you know his whereabouts, please call the Junction City, Kansas Police Department at 785-762-5912 or KBI at 785-296-4017 and see if we can't get him found and back to where he needs to be. And hopefully he'll be found soon.
Right. Yeah, that's 17, getting close to being 18. A lot of life left to live. Gotta get back to a safe place.
Right.
Junction City. Is Junction City big?
Not really. It's more, it's a military town, but
military town. Okay.
Yeah, it's not too far from Fort Riley. It's just right down the road from Fort Riley. So
okay. And that Junction City, Kansas Police Department is on the screen, 785-762-5912.
Yep.
That would be your first number you want to call, unless it's something that's a little, out there, then you definitely want to call KBI.
Yeah. Yep. Sorry about my keys clacking. I was responding to a mom that's hitting me up about doing a flyer for her son, and she wants me to mention him on the show, even though we don't have a flyer, so I will mention him later in the show.
Trisha says, I'll make sure not to wear my KMU hoodie in Salina.
Yeah.
Crystal says that's only 30 minutes away from me. I hope they find him safe. Me too.
Yeah.
Oh, Emma's here from Junction City. We were just talking about Junction City.
Yeah.
I want to do like a tour of Kansas sometime, because you have all these people, chiming in from all these towns in Kansas, and I've never been to them. I want to go there.
And don't forget Andrea Lynn Vians from Junction City also.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she's here tonight too. So we got some reps from Junction City here.
We got some people here. Let's talk about Alex Russa.
Okay, yep, we've talked about Alex before, but we wanted to bring him up again. Missing from Salina, Kansas since December 8th of 2017. He was 25 when he went missing. He would now be 29. He's 6'2", 175 pounds, black hair and brown eyes. The last contact he had with his family was at 4 o'clock in the morning on December 8th. He is wheelchair bound, as his left leg is amputated above the knee. We do know that the vehicle that he was last known to be driving was found abandoned northeast of town, and his wheelchair and other personal stuff was found inside that vehicle, but he was found nowhere anywhere near the vehicle. Again, at the time of his disappearance, he was 25 years old. He would now be 29. He's 6'2", weighs 175 pounds. He has black hair and brown eyes, and he has a tattoo on the left side of his neck that says pain, and you can kind of see that a little bit on the two outside pictures.
Yeah.
And if you have any information regarding Alex's disappearance or you know his whereabouts, please call the Salina, Kansas Police Department at 785-826-7210 or call Crime Stoppers at 785-825-8477. Or you can text SA TIPS to 274-637 or visit www.pd.salina.org and follow the Crime Stoppers link to submit a web tip. You may receive a cash reward of up to $1,000, and you're not required to give your name at all. Or you can call the KBI at 785-296-4017 and see if we can't get some information generated on where Alex may be and what might have happened to him.
He goes missing December 8th, 2017. What time do you feel like you made the first flyer?
It wasn't too long after that. It wasn't too many days after that. Okay. So tomorrow would actually be the 4-year anniversary. So
yeah.
So yeah.
Jeez. There's too many of these. There's too many of these cases in Kansas where these kids haven't been seen in 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
Some of them longer. Just go missing, and nobody's saying anything to the police. Nobody knows anything.
Yeah. A lady contacted me last night, and I want to try to dig deeper into this. This isn't in Kansas by any stretch. This is Oklahoma. But there is I believe it's a foster group home in Oklahoma. And I can't remember how far back she told me it was, but she sent me links to it too. That there are 59 male and female juveniles missing from this group home in Oklahoma.
Wow.
Yeah. 59.
Jeez.
Talk about some crazy stuff.
Nova Lee says it's in Norman, Oklahoma.
Yep, Norman, Oklahoma. Yep. So I want to. Oh, here we go.
Sherry Hope says the flyer was waited a week later.
That's Alex's wife.
Really? He had a wife?
Yep, Sherry. That's Alex's wife. Thank you for being here, Sherry.
Yeah.
It's been a while since I've talked to you over at Great Clips.
Salina's got secrets, man. I mean, I never thought Salina was big enough to have this many secrets, but it's a big little.
Sherry said they were married for 5 years.
Oh my gosh, that is awesome. He looks like a good dude.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, his uncle will periodically message me and on certain days like his birthday or anniversary of when he went missing and ask me to reshare the flyer and stuff, and I'll reshare it and get it going again. Yeah, sure, it's been a while since you have cut my hair. It was one of the times I went into Great Clips. She was working and she cut my hair. As you can see, it's kind of almost getting close to time to get it cut. Not quite, we're getting close.
Back up, Trebruggy. You got 2 more days, and then we get to worry. It says it's gonna deliver from December 3rd to 9th, which is vague. It's like it'll be sometime in December. No, December 3rd to 9th. So it says it's in transit right now. So it is going to. Let me see. We'll give you the most up-to-date information. Right now, it's in Lenexa. There we go. That's the best I can do. Terry's hoodies in Alexa. Sherry, did you read this one? Our birthdays are 3 days apart, so we got. Oh, okay, wow.
Yeah. Oh, that's a coincidence because when me and my ex-wife were married, we got married on October 3rd of the year that we got married.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, it was October 3rd, 2003.
Well, this is just tragic. I mean,
Yeah.
Sherry, feel free to reach out to me anytime. I'm not with law enforcement, and I don't know how to solve issues. But if you ever just need someone to talk to that's willing to listen, and one thing that I do think I'm good at is bouncing ideas off people.
Mm-hmm.
You ever want to talk, me or Ricky, we'd love to chat with you. So yeah, just sorry you're going through this.
Yeah.
We've been covering. I've been a part of Kansas Missing Unsolved for about 2 years, and we've been covering Alex all those 2 years. You know, we cover them every once in a while, and feel like I get to know some of these people, especially some of these ones that are just, you know, it just doesn't make sense at all. Where there's nowhere to be found. But
Wow. She says she even hired a private investigator for his case. That's cool. That's good. I hope they can find you some answers. And Terry says, yeah, he feels like Alex is a foul play situation.
I do too.
Yeah, being that they found his vehicle abandoned northeast of town with his stuff inside. Yeah, especially his wheelchair. Yeah.
Right. Nova says, I made a post about it on my page. Some of the kids have aged out of the system, but were deemed runaways, but yet they were never found or heard from. Apparently, this youth home has a history of this, and it's horrible.
Yeah, the person I was talking to last night, they basically said, well, they're just runaways.
Well, let me just put this out here. Backhomemedia.com. We are looking to start some kind of project. I want somebody to do a show for our company about the foster system, about group homes, because I feel like I feel like there needs, because you know we've talked to people in the past. We had that one girl on here. I didn't realize there was as many resources that there are available for kids that are in like those types of situations. But still, I think a lot of kids don't even know those places exist. So I mean, I would love to really put a spotlight on what's going on with you know that situation.
Yeah. And Sherry says his wheelchair, his phone, and his clothes were all found in the vehicle. Wow.
Sherry, don't say anything in this public forum, but you can send me a private message. My question to you would be: Is this a situation where you literally have no idea what happened, or is it a situation where you kind of have an idea what happened and everybody kind of has an idea what happened, but there's no proof? And again, don't answer that in a public forum. Because that's what I'm curious. Because like with Terry, I do feel like when it comes to Alex, very sketchy, very sketchy. Unless he just physically disappeared. I mean, somebody made it to where he was away from his belongings. You know, and him being in a wheelchair, like he's not going to get super far without it, you know? So Nova says it's horrible how many go missing daily.
Yeah, it's true. It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Let's talk about Devontae.
Okay.
Or I guess Taytay.
Yeah, Devontae goes by Taytay Garrett, missing from Wichita since October 17th of 2021. He's 15. He's 5'9", weighs 135 pounds. He has dark brown hair and brown eyes. He has a mole on his right cheek, and he may have some facial hair. You can see a little bit of a mustache going on there. He normally wears red, more than likely has on a red or white Nike shirt and some red or white Nike shoes. If you have any information regarding Devontae's disappearance or you know his whereabouts, please call the Wichita, Kansas Police Department at 316-660-9456 or 316-660-9478 or 316-263-6011 or the KBI at 785-296-4017 and see if we can't get him found and back to where he needs to be.
Right.
I've done a flyer for him before, so this is the second one I've done for him.
Yeah. 15 years old and out there in the streets of Wichita.
Yep.
Doing his thing.
Yeah.
Taytay, go home, man.
Yeah. I was telling the lady last night that I was talking to about the Oklahoma thing that, you know, she has a contact within law enforcement down there, and she's going to pass on to them if they can gather up information on these kids and want flyers made. They'll get a hold of me, and I'm more than happy to do it.
Right.
So we may have a show where we're covering 50 kids from Oklahoma. Why wouldn't that be a show?
Crystal Winslow said Wichita is bad. Well, I'm from a little town in Kansas, and I love it, but you could totally say this town is bad too. I think that's just everywhere. I think what it is, Crystal, is you have people, it doesn't matter what your zip code is, you have people that are not doing well mentally.
Yeah.
And I think that's where you get a lot of crime and a lot of violence and a lot of people making decisions like taking off and not being unaccounted for. So it's just, I feel like it's just people that need help, need someone to talk to, and it's hard to find that in this place.
Yeah.
Melissa says prayers for safety. Donda says, did they locate the missing kids from that church?
Yes, they did. And it was actually 4, not 6. I was misinformed on that a little bit. But yeah, they did find them all.
Okay.
Matter of fact, it was the next day after we covered the show that they were found.
Wow.
Because I got word after I got to work the next day.
We got some more comments here. Sherry says, I agree. I completely agree. It's very sketchy. Where's this at here? Ricky Terry Tabruggy number 2 says very sketchy indeed. Got the impression when Salina PD released Alex's case as a weekly Crime Stoppers Crime of the Week back when I was working in the news media. That told me that they were looking at I think so. I mean, who just vanishes, you know? That's like there was something happened. Something happened.
Right. Yep.
Oh, Irene's here. Hey, Irene.
Hey, Irene. Oh, she had COVID-19 and pneumonia.
Oh my gosh, Irene.
Man, she had a double whammy.
We're gonna go ahead and push up to Alexander since she's here.
Okay.
Okay. All right, Irene. We're gonna talk about your boy here.
Okay. Yep. He went missing on December 1st of 2020, so we're a little over a year now. He's 35 years old. He's 5'11", weighs 235 pounds. He has black hair that he shaves nearly bald and brown eyes. He had last got a hold of a family member on December 1st and said he'd be coming over to do laundry, and he never arrived at that family member's home. And that family member lived in Ulysses, and he has not been heard from or seen by family since that date. Alexander had been staying with family or friends prior to his disappearance. We had a relative that was watching last week that said that he had got a message from him. Was it on December 6th or December 8th? Do you remember?
I don't remember. It was last week, though. Yeah, he said he saw him on December 8th. Or got a text message on December 8th.
I saved the I screenshotted and saved the comment so I wouldn't lose that information. Yeah,
he got it was like a voice memo or a voice message.
His name was Candy Perez. He said that he was in Garden City, had been robbed and beaten pretty bad, held at gunpoint, was hoping to be home the next morning. And he said it was a Facebook Messenger message. He was texting me before he sent the voice message, and he turned it in to KBI.
Yeah.
Yep. And it's believed that Alexander originally was still in the local Ulysses area, or he may be in Garden City or surrounding areas. But as we've talked about, some not so good information has surfaced of what might have happened to him. We don't know if it's true or not, so we're not going to delve into it or anything. But again, he's 35, he's 5'11", weighs 235 pounds, has black hair that he shaves off and brown eyes. He has a tattoo of a bumblebee on his face underneath his left eye. He has Perez tattooed on one of his arms, and he has a tattoo of a cross on a chain across his chest. If anybody has any information regarding Alexander's disappearance or you know his whereabouts, please call the Grant County, Kansas Sheriff's Office at 620-356-3500 or the Ulysses, Kansas Police Department at 620-356-4600 or KBI at 785-296-4017. And see if we can't help get him found and brought home. Definitely.
And you know, we all thought December 1st was going to be the year, but if what Candy's telling us is true, we actually have a couple more hours until the 8th.
Okay.
It's technically hasn't been a full year since somebody heard contact from Alexander. I mean,
yeah.
Irene said as many hours as I can.
That was her brother that gave us that information last week.
I friended him on Facebook. I'm hoping to talk to him some more. But yeah, this is just.
Yeah. And Irene says she's still on oxygen right now.
Oh.
Well, hopefully it'll get better, Irene.
Yeah. It's not a joke. KBI said they probably hopefully do another search at the river. They said they are getting close, but there's a lot of people who lie.
Oh, of course. Of course.
Yeah.
Somebody needs to grow a conscience and a heart and, start talking about what they know.
Right.
Definitely.
Yeah. Well, tell us about Elijah Sanders.
Okay. He is missing from Wichita, Kansas since November 10th of 2021. He's 17. He is 6 foot tall, weighs 195 pounds, has black hair and brown eyes. It's believed he may still be in the local Wichita area, but he does have connections to the Kansas City, Missouri area as well as other areas. If you have any information regarding Elijah's disappearance, you know his whereabouts, please call the Wichita, Kansas Police Department at 316-660-9452 or 316-263-6011 or KBI at 785-296-4017 and see if we can't get him found and back to where he needs to be. Definitely.
Yeah, he's had here in 3 days, it'll be about a month.
Yeah. And I believe that's for Irene. And Irene, you're very welcome, and we're going to keep sharing him every week until somebody finally speaks up. And Andrea says she's keeping Irene and her family in her prayers as well. Thank you for that, Andrea.
Elijah, if you watch this, go home.
Yeah.
Or go somewhere safe at least. Start there.
Call somebody and say, hey, here's where I am. I'm ready to come home.
Yeah. Tell me about our friend Donovan.
Okay. Let's see here. Oh, I didn't see his, so I didn't get his pulled. So let me go pull it real quick.
Okay. And there is a chance that he might be found. I pulled one from the archives, so this might be a whole mistake. Let me actually just pull Donovan down until you double check that.
Yeah. Let me look on KBI real quick and I can tell you. I'm pulling it up right now.
We'll find out. Hey, while you're doing that, let's go ahead and take a quick break. You're watching the Kansas Missing and Unsolved podcast. Is he
he's still actively listed as missing.
Okay, we will share his flyer.
Okay. He is missing from Paola, Kansas since October 29th of 2021. He's 17. He's 5'9", 135 pounds. He has black hair and brown eyes. It's believed he may be in the Crossroads area in Kansas City or the Overland Park area. Again, he's 17. He's 5'9", weighs 135 pounds. Has black hair and brown eyes. His ears are pierced. He frequently wears a black cap or a hoodie to cover his hair. If you have any information regarding Donovan's disappearance or you know of his whereabouts, please call the Miami County, Kansas Sheriff's Office at 913-294-3232, extension 128, or KBI at 785-296-4017. And see if we can't get him found and back home where he needs to be.
Right.
This is his second flyer I've done for him now.
I was going through the archives here, and Donovan spoke to me. I was like, let's find Donovan. Let's put his picture back out there.
Yeah.
And we do try to keep our best. Do our best to keep, make sure the flyers are updated. But there's a lot of flyers being made each week here, and
oh yeah,
so I'm glad I picked this one.
Yeah, people are good about letting me know when they're found. When their loved ones are found, when they're found, and I can get them updated. And others, we have to reach out and make contact with law enforcement agencies and stuff to find out on.
Double T says Kansas City area is another one of those areas that is not good for a teenager to be out in the streets. Not safe at all. No,
Definitely not. Definitely not.
Not at all. Not at all.
Well, like I was telling you before the show, I was looking at Kansas City, Missouri Police Department's social media pages on their Twitter and their Facebook, and they've got surveillance photos up of a guy they're looking for that opened fire at a funeral.
Yeah.
I'm like, holy crap.
You remember that like a few weeks ago, the parade where some guy drove through it like a few weeks ago?
Yeah.
So my buddy, I went to high school with him. He went to the military. He did great things in the military. He's my age. He's 39 years old. I'm 38. He's like 39 years old.
Mm-hmm.
He has Parkinson's.
Oh, wow.
He thinks it might be from some stuff he was around overseas, like chemicals. He has dementia. And he doesn't have a good prognosis for being around much longer. He's living in a nursing home.
At 39.
He's 39. His family's
My
dealing
goodness.
with that. Him and his wife takes care of their three children. She took her daughter, who was on a dance team, to that parade. The truck ran right by them. Her and her daughter were unscathed, but three of the little girls that she was there with were hit pretty hard and hit by a car. So I found out about that before the news came out because my buddy Joey, he puts stuff on Facebook. He just shared. He's like, my wife was just at a parade and a car drove through the crowd. I don't know what's going on, but I hope she's okay. But yeah, that was the first time I ever saw news before I saw it on the news, man. But yeah, people are just we need mental health care in this country, my friend. I mean, there's just people out there that are just not thinking straight, in my opinion.
Right.
Now, do you know if Elisa Serta is still? Did you pull that one?
I have her ready to go. Yeah.
Okay, cool. I just want to make sure. But what is Terry saying?
He said that why would anybody open fire at a funeral? That was insane. Definitely.
Yeah, I don't know. We need to do better. Let's talk about Elisa.
Okay. Sorry about my daughter laughing in the background. Lisa's missing from Wichita, Kansas since December 4th of 2021. She's 16. She's 5'1", weighs 115 pounds, has brown with gold highlights, curly hair, and brown eyes. She was last seen at Quick Trip, where she works on Central and Oliver in Wichita at 8:15 p.m. It's believed she may still be in the local Wichita area, or she may be in the Independence, Missouri area. And she's 16 years old. She's 5'1", weighs 115 pounds. She has brown curly hair with gold highlights and brown eyes. She was last known to be wearing her Quick Trip uniform, which is a red shirt and khaki pants. If you have any information regarding Elisa's disappearance or you know her whereabouts, please call the Wichita, Kansas Police Department at 316-660-9452 or 316-660-9456 or 316-263-6011. Or KBI at 785-296-4017 and see if we can't help get her found and back to where she needs to be. We can hope.
Yeah.
Maybe she has been found. She's not listed on KBI anymore.
Not listed.
Yeah. I was just looking on KBI. I haven't been notified that she has or anything, so I want to see something real quick here.
Lisa, if you're out there, message somebody. If you're scared to go back to where you're coming from, find an adult you trust and tell them what's going on.
Yeah.
I don't know what else to tell you other than being unaccounted for is just not safe. It's just not a safe situation for you. You got 2 years until you're an adult, and then you can do whatever you want. So,
right.
And then you have the luxury of being a young person. Me and Ricky are both older, especially Ricky.
Yeah.
No, me and Ricky are both older, and we're kind of we're kind of at that stage. But you're at the age where you can do whatever you want to do with your life. So, go somewhere safe. Spend out these last 2 years, do what you got to do, follow some rules, and then just set your sights. The sky's the limit. Do whatever you want to do and make good choices, but just be accounted for, at least at this point. Let somebody know you're safe.
Yeah.
A lot of people out there don't have your best interests at heart.
Right.
So and that's something that you learn in life. And it's better that you just learn it not that way.
And Pam was saying her daughter left a group home in Wichita and hitchhiked from there to Topeka. They never let me know she was missing. The system has been broke for years. Yeah, it needs some work, definitely. We'll have to say that. Yep. I guess there are several group homes in Wichita, and I guess that's why we see so many coming out of Wichita, because there are several group homes. And
yeah, I was muted. You should have heard the stuff I said, man. I was saying groundbreaking stuff to you, Ricky Chiruggi. No, I was gonna say it's one of those situations where you're glad there's help, but then again, you have to be hypercritical of what we're doing to help vulnerable youth.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be hypercritical of it, but then at the same time, unless you're willing to help in some way, it's one of those situations where it's like you want to super hyper criticize our foster system in this company, but then you're kind of glad that people even want to do it because so many people choose not to.
Yeah,
so many people. I mean, everybody, like, look at you and your ex-wife. You guys chose to foster children. You know, most people don't choose to do that. You know, a lot of people choose not to have children of their own, let alone raise somebody else's kids. So, you love that you know that you have people that are willing to do it, but again, not a perfect system by any stretch of the imagination. No. But I want to talk about $5,000 real quick, Ricky. $5,000 right now. Holiday season is upon us. Who couldn't use $5,000 right now to buy presents? If you know anything about Dietrich Foster's case, you could be the recipient of that $5,000 governor's reward. Ricky, tell our audience about Dietrich Foster.
Yep, he's been missing from Independence, Kansas since April 12th of 2020. He was 37 when he went missing. He would now be 39. He's 5'9" tall, 190 pounds, black hair, brown eyes. He was reported missing on May 12th of 2020. He was last seen around April 12th in Independence, Kansas. KBI agents, detectives from the Independence Police Department are conducting the case as a homicide based upon findings during the investigation into Foster's disappearance. Again, at the time of his disappearance, he was 37. He's now 39. He's 5'9", weighs 190 pounds, has black hair and brown eyes. If you have any information regarding Dietrich's disappearance or you know his whereabouts, please call the Independence, Kansas Police Department at 620-332-1700 or KBI at 785-296-4017. And like Derek mentioned, there's a governor's reward of $5,000 for information leading to the arrest and conviction of those responsible for the disappearance and suspected murder of Dietrich Foster. Yeah, like Derek said, you know, who couldn't use that kind of money this time of year?
Right. So if you know something about this situation and you've been sitting on that information, well, now you got 5,000. I mean, you've had the 5,000. Let's get honest. If you know something about this, you need to say something. Call Crime Stoppers. I'm not suggesting you take out a front page ad in the paper. I'm not suggesting you go riding around with cops. That's not smart. But you can call Crime Stoppers. You can write an anonymous letter to the police. You can do something. But if you want to cash in on $5,000, go for it. But Dietrich Foster, his family, his friends want to know what happened to their friend.
Yep, they do. And they deserve to know.
Right.
So let's make it happen.
Right. I have McKenzie Goodall next. You got that?
Yep.
Okay.
I know they're really looking hot and heavy for her, trying to find her and get her back to where she needs to be. She's been missing from Wichita, Kansas since July 30th of 2021, so several months now. And she's 13 years old. She's 5'5", weighs between 155 and 165 pounds. She has black hair and brown eyes. It's believed she may either be in the Kansas City, Kansas area, Kansas City, Missouri area, or the Drexel, Missouri area. Again, she's 13 years old. She's 5'5", weighs between 155 and 165 pounds, and she has black hair and brown eyes. If you have any information regarding McKenzie's disappearance or you know her whereabouts, please call the Wichita, Kansas Police Department at 316-660-9452 or or 316-660-9456 or 316-263-6011 or the KBI at 785-296-4017 and see if we can't get McKenzie located and back to where she needs to be. Excuse me.
How old do you have to be for an Amber Alert to go out?
I think she actually falls within the age range, but they have to have evidence of whether or not they have to have evidence that she was kidnapped, and then they have to have.
So is this isn't like McKenzie's like? I mean, we don't know exactly where she is, but this isn't a situation where McKenzie's not out there with like a stick with a knapsack tied to it. Like this is like more of a custodial. I mean, what is the word I'm looking for? A parental type thing where she's maybe staying with random family members and people are disagreeing on where she needs to be, or
that I don't know. I know initially when she went missing with another female, and that female was found, but they just haven't found McKenzie yet. So
I don't know, man. It just seems like 13 is so young, and you just feel I don't know, man. Like I just imagine if my kid at any age went missing, I would just want the entire world to stop what they were doing and and start looking. But I mean, you can't do that.
It's been over 4 months, and 13 years old and being over 4 months,
we have all kinds of 13-year-old kids on here that have just been missing, and I'm just like, isn't that a little young? That's a little excessive, right? Like 13, somebody out fending for themselves. But I mean, you never know.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Shannon Ray Miller.
Okay. We haven't talked about him for a while. He's missing from Turley, Oklahoma since October 19th of 2021. He's 39. He's 5'7", weighs 180 pounds, has brown hair and hazel eyes. His girlfriend, Shannon Reagan, left work early that morning. When she returned home, Shannon was gone. The car he was driving was found by Shanna October 21st at 106th Street North on the bridge over Bird Creek. Shannon's phone was found in the car. Family members and Shanna found his wallet and other belongings by the water. Again, Shannon's 39 years old. He's 5'7", weighs 180 pounds. He has brown hair and hazel eyes, and he has multiple tattoos. If you have any information regarding Shannon's disappearance or you know his whereabouts, please call the Tulsa County, Oklahoma Sheriff's Office at 918-596-5600. See if we can't help get him found and get him back to where he needs to be.
Yeah. I think what his thing is he went missing during a crazy time in Turley's history.
Yeah. And Terry says Amber Alerts can be issued for any child between 0 and 17 as long as they meet the criteria. And like I said, the criteria is basically you have to believe to have been kidnapped, have a vehicle description, and somewhat of a direction of travel.
Okay.
That's pretty much it.
That's scary.
Yeah.
We're going to double back to last week's show. We're going to talk about Thomas Everett Sr. again. Yeah, this is just, unsolved.
Yep, this was an unsolved homicide. He was found shot to death in the 300 block of South Mill in Kansas City, Kansas. No suspects have been named, and there have been no arrests made in this case. So if you have any information relating to Thomas's murder or the suspect or suspects, please call Crime Stoppers at 816-474-8477, or you can go to the website, crimestoppers.com, or text TIP 452, plus your message to 274-637, and see if we can't help bring some justice to Thomas Everett's family and to Thomas. And hopefully we can help do that.
Wow. I feel like that's such a short flyer. I feel like there's so much more.
It is. I could not find much online at all. And his widow was helping me look for stuff and sending me what she had and what she knew. And I researched on Google for quite some time and just couldn't find anything. Just very, very little. So if anybody does have any information or any additional details, if you have any information on his case, call the numbers that I gave you. If you have any additional details of the situation, let me know and I can add it to his flyer.
I mean, whoever shot Thomas, they did a pretty good job at just not leaving a trace. I mean, there's nothing. We're covering it. We don't have any information. It's just like basically Thomas Everett was alive and then somebody shot him and now he's gone.
Yeah.
Like that's pretty much all. That's sad. That's like not very much information at all.
I mean, there's no information as far. Was it just somebody walked up to him randomly and shot him? Was there a confrontation beforehand?
And it makes you wonder, like, again, you wonder why the cards are played so close to the chest. You feel like this is only, 21 years ago. You figure, the internet was booming in the year 2000. You'd figure there's at least something on the internet that tells you at least what some speculation is, stuff like that. But this is one of those ones that seems like this to be kind of a blip.
Yeah. Definitely.
Let's talk about Cameron Anderson.
Okay. Where did I have him? There it is. Cameron, I don't know if it's Raybon, I guess, Anderson, missing from Lawrence, Kansas since November 3rd of 2021. He's 15. He's 5'8", 160 pounds, black hair, brown eyes. If you have any information regarding Cameron's disappearance, you know of his whereabouts, please call Lawrence, Kansas Police Department at 785-832-7509 or KBI at 785-296-4017 and see if we can't get him found back to where he needs to be. This is another one. It's the second flyer I've made for him. So,
15-year-old kid, man.
Yeah. I know being a teenager is rough, and it's just not easy being a teenager because you're not an adult, but you're not a kid. You're in that gray area trying to figure out what your niche is, where you fit in, and it can be hard,
Yeah.
And nobody's. So especially when you factor in peer pressure and things like that, and just natural teen rebellion,
Yeah. And I'm sure Cameron's going through stuff that only Cameron knows about and only Cameron deals with, and so I just hope if you're out there, Cameron, I hope you talk to somebody. First and foremost, talk to somebody, let them know you're safe. But for real, talk to somebody you care about. Talk to somebody you trust, even if it's just, a family friend. But talk to somebody you know and trust. Let them know what's going on in your head, man. I'm telling you, as somebody who waited to 31 years old to talk to somebody, I really wasted a lot of time. So if this is something going on in your head that you're having trouble with, just go talk to somebody. It's like ripping off a Band-Aid. Once you start talking, you start feeling better. So,
yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Let's talk about Heaven Kaler.
Okay. She's been missing quite a long time herself. She's been missing since June 24th of 2021. She's 17. She's 5'7" to 5'10", weighs between 130 and 140 pounds, has dirty blonde hair and blue eyes. She's missing from Fort Scott, Kansas. If you have any information regarding Heaven's disappearance or you know of her whereabouts, please call the Fort Scott, Kansas Police Department at 620-223-1700 or KBI at 785-296-4017 and see if we can't help get Heaven found and back to where she needs to be. Be nice if I could get a hold of some additional photos. I've had just the one since June, and I mean, who's to say she hasn't cut it, dyed it, whatever,
Right.
I'd like to get some updated photos of her. Maybe that would help.
Right. Fort Scott, Kansas.
Yeah. Let's see here. And we were talking about the other cases down there in Turley, and looks like as of November 18th, their last article I see was search continues for 2 missing people from Turley, and one of them is Dwayne Selby, and the other one is his mom, Glenda Parton, and we've covered them before.
Right.
So hopefully they're found as well.
Right.
Yep. There's the other guy, Grimes, who is a friend of Selby's, was found deceased. And they rolled it homicide. And they rolled it on homicide. Jack Grimes, yeah.
Gosh.
Yep.
Let's talk about Davey and Broderick.
Okay.
Another 15-year-old.
Yeah, missing from Kansas City, Kansas since October 18th of 2021. He's 15. He's 5 foot tall, weighs between 100 and 110 pounds, has brown hair and brown eyes. And if anybody has any information regarding Davion's disappearance or you know his whereabouts, please call the Kansas City, Kansas Police Department at 913-596-3000 or KBI at 785-296-4017. See if we can't get him found back to where he needs to be also.
Right.
It's been a little while, almost 2 months.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then we have Ashlyn Thompson.
Yep. That was one that I just made tonight. She is missing from Springfield, Missouri since December 3rd of this year. She's 16. She's 5'7", 135 pounds, brown hair and brown eyes. If you have any information regarding Ashlyn's disappearance or you know her whereabouts, please call the Springfield, Missouri Police Department at 417-864-1810 or the Missouri State Highway Patrol Missing Persons Unit at 573-526-6178. And they have a toll-free number as well, 866-362-6422. And see if we can help get Ashlyn found back to where she needs to be.
Right.
And then I've got one more I do want to talk about. And I'm going to upload his photo because I do have it saved. And it's the one that I was talking to his mom right before the show. Let's see. I'm putting it in there now.
Okay. Got it up.
Yep. Oh, sorry.
You got it.
Here we go. His name is Amara Jones. He's 18 years old. He's missing from Kansas City, Missouri. Well, he's actually missing from Independence, Missouri. He was at a Playboy Cardi concert in Independence. He is 5'10", 150 pounds. He has short black hair and he has brown eyes. He lives in Raytown and he goes to high school in Raytown. And from what his mom told me, he hasn't shown up back at home. He hasn't shown up at school or hasn't contacted anybody or anything like that. So if anybody has the information regarding Amara's disappearance or you might know of his whereabouts, let me get you some numbers here. It's going to be the Kansas City, Missouri Missing Persons Department, because from what I saw, Kansas City, Missouri Police Department that has him listed on the Missouri State Highway Patrol site. And see, the Missing Persons Unit for the Kansas City, Missouri Police Department is 816-234-5136. Or like I was mentioning before, you could call the Missouri State Highway Patrol. And their numbers again are 573-526-6178. Or their toll-free number is 866-362-6422. And see if we can't help get Amara found back home. And I will be making a flyer and posting it after the show this evening so I can get it up and going. I know his mom wants to get it circulating too, so. But yeah, that's just, she wanted me to mention him on the show tonight, and I told her I would do that for her. Again.
And we'll cover it again next week when we got a proper flyer made. But yeah, I hope that's always scary. I hope he shows up. That's
yeah. I'm not sure who Playboy Cardi is exactly, but I'm not really in touch with a lot of the new music. Yeah, I'm not really in touch with a lot of the newer music.
No. We got one more flyer, and then we are going to get out of here.
Oh, yeah. So Kenny. And he's missing from here in Salina, Kansas since November 4th of 2019. So just over 2 years. Well, 2 years and a month. He was 69 when he went missing. He is 71 now. He's 5'9", 175 pounds, gray hair and blue eyes. He does sometimes use the last name Brown as opposed to his given name of Wrightchuck. He does suffer from diminished mental health capabilities, and he is on disability, but has not tried to access his money since he was last seen. He may have family in northwest Kansas, possibly around Colby. He was last seen at the Gospel Mission in Salina. He left there and hasn't been seen or heard from since. He does not have a phone, a vehicle, or any identification. Again, he was 69 when he went missing. He's now 71. He's 5'9", 175 pounds, has gray hair and blue eyes. And if anybody has any information regarding Kenny's disappearance, or you know where he might be, or have any little tidbit of information at all, please call the Salina, Kansas Police Department at 785-826-7210. And I also want to give you the Crime Stoppers information as well. And the number there is 785-825-8477, or you can text SA Tips to Crimes 274637. Or you can go to www.pd.salina.org and follow the Crime Stoppers link to submit a web tip. And again, you might receive a cash reward up to $1,000, and you're not required to give your name. And there's always the KBI you can call as well, 785-296-4017, and see if we can't help get Kenny found and back to where he needs to be. And hopefully he's okay out there somewhere. I can't help but think, though, with this last cold winter that we had at the beginning of this year, when we had that 1 week there was 30 to 50 below wind chills, that, if he was living homeless somewhere, I don't know how he would have made it through all that. And I just hope he's all right somewhere out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's crazy. Yeah. Yeah, and Terry was saying something about a silver alert out of Marysville. I checked on that before I started to make that flyer, and he had been located safe in Nebraska, so I didn't do a flyer for that one. And my brother also goes on to say he didn't realize Kenny had been missing for over 2 years now. He fears we may no longer be with us, but he prays that's not the case, as do I. As do I. But it's hard not to think in those lines since it has been over 2 years. I mean, stranger things happen. You could just be off the grid somewhere,
Well, I'm going to roll a located safe video real quick, and then we'll say a little goodbye to everybody, and I'm going to go to bed. I have a migraine. But this is a located safe. It's a good one. Right back after this. And we're back.
That was cool. I always like seeing those. Yeah. I was talking to Brandon backstage before the show. We were talking about when we covered Donald Walters before, and I want to cover him again on the next show. But Chilling with Chet YouTube channel, he's been doing a huge deep dive into Donald Walters' case and what might have happened to him, and he's uncovered lots of good information.
Really,
and he's got a playlist of 4 videos, and he just did the 4th one last night, and he was saying that was probably going to be his last one on Donald Walters unless something comes up or something. But it was a really good series, and I want to put it in the comments, the link to the playlist. So if anybody wants to check out that deep dive on Donald Walters, you can easily do that. And I just put it in the comments. So there's lots and lots of good information. I mean, you figure he had to span it out over 4 videos. The last video that he did last night was basically the search they conducted looking for him down there in Oklahoma, where they found his vehicle abandoned, but they didn't find anything, unfortunately.
Wow.
But yeah, I do want to cover Donald's case again next week.
Trish, thanks for hanging out tonight. I'm going to sleep too, man. I got 2 more days of work.
I was reading my brother's little faux pas up here. It says, I feel you, Derek, been fighting a massive sinus headache most of the most of the day. Oh, man.
I've been fighting my headache most of the headache, too.
Yeah. I've got a small one. Nothing to brag home about, but just a small one. But, you know, I want to thank everybody for being with us tonight and going over these cases. And hopefully, you know, we always say a prayer before the show. And tonight's prayer was, pray that these flyers reach the right people with the right ears and the right hearts, and they'll speak up and say something. And I pray that they do, because I really want to see some of these, if not all of these cases closed. It would be nice.
Mm-hmm.
But Andrea says, thank you guys for all you guys do. You're very welcome, Andrea. Greatly appreciate it. And thank you for the friend request the other day. Appreciate that. And I got one from Trisha, too. Thank you, Trisha, for your friend request also. Appreciate that,
Yeah,
too.
I got one from Trisha, too.
Yep.
I just hope I don't scare her off with my antics that I post on online.
Should we bring Brandon in for a real quick hello?
Yeah, if you want to.
Sure, let's do it. There he is.
Hey, how's it going?
He got his computer up and running. He's a bit under the weather. He got his third booster tonight, and it's kind of kicking him in the tail a little bit.
Yeah, it's got me knocked down a little bit. Just been kicked back most of the day.
Yeah, about all you can do.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yep.
But I'm glad to be back. Glad to have my computer up and running and be able to help out again.
That's cool. I'm glad the motherboard took care of it.
Right.
Yeah. Well, my cousin came through in the clutch for me, really, with another graphics card, too. So.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, it's good that you're back up and running. I'm glad for that.
Well, thank you. I'm glad to be back.
Well, with that being said, next show will be on the 16th.
16.
Yeah. Next Thursday on the 16th, December 16th. Mark that on your calendars. And until then, you guys, we will talk to you then. You guys, God bless. Stay safe. Take care and look out for each other. And we'll see you next week.
If you or someone you know is experiencing a suicidal crisis or emotional distress, please call the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline at 1-800-273-8255.